AI in gaming, the good and the bad. As games become more and more competently made and visuals are becoming harder to top year after year, developers are having to turn their attention to other aspects of gaming to get a rise out of fans and critics. More than ever before, developers are moving away from fine-tuning aesthetics within an inch of their lives or rehashing tired gaming tropes, instead opting to use the power of artificial intelligence to get results. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is something that has become a much more viable option over recent years for developers, with major advances allow for some really ambitious projects to take place. Just take Watchdogs Legion's play-as-anyone approach as a prime example of this ambition within the industry. So with that in mind, we thought we would look back at other ambitious AI inclusions in games and try and judge whether they were genuine or just plain horrible. The Very Ali channel, or VA, is for every living gamer out there. If you breathe and you game, then you are in. If this sounds like your Mushroom Kingdom, Outer Heaven, Midgar, Croft Mansion, or Eridanos 2, then subscribe and join the VA community. Give this video a like and let's change the gaming world for the better, one video at a time. Here is our list of when AI was used in games, for better or worse. Good. Watchdogs Legion. Let's begin with the aforementioned Watchdogs Legion. This game decided to do away with the standard approach of one sole protagonist for the player to control. Hell, it didn't even just offer a healthy handful either. This game would allow the player to scour the London-inspired sandbox for recruits, and here's the kicker. Every single NPC in this title is capable of becoming a playable character. That means if you want to turn old Grandma Doris into an elite operative of DedSec, you can do just that. It's a system that perhaps isn't as deep and nuanced as Ubisoft bigged it up to be in the run-up to the game's release. However, it's an implementation of AI that has to be commented nonetheless, and sets a very strong foundation for games of the next gen that will look to build on this concept. So hopefully, it's a sign of wonderful things to come. Bad. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Back in 2006, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion would provide one of the most ambitious, groundbreaking, and captivating gaming experiences available on the market. It would do this through an expansive world, the scale of which was never before seen at the time. Not to mention amazing quests, locations, mechanics, and characters, making Cyrodiil one of the most brilliantly realized lands in all of gaming. However, for all of its plaudits, it did have some flaws that have only become more apparent with age. The Radiant AI system was an addition that was meant to have all NPCs act as their own entities, with their own daily routines and even striking up conversations with passers-by. For the time of release, this was truly staggering. However, in the cold light of 2020, it's become a well-known meme within the gaming community. The clunky, unnatural conversations and behavior are laughable, and perhaps go some way to helping you understand why this game is tricky to return to today. Here is some of the best examples of Radiant AI in action if you want to giggle.
Farewell. May you rest in peace.
How goes it? I've been better. I hope things get better. Bye. Goodbye. Oh, hello. How are you today? I've been better. How about you? I've been better. What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Good. PacMan. You mean the simple maze game where you run around eating pellets and avoiding ghosts? Well, yes we do. While this game may look simple, and by today's lofty standards it certainly is simple in comparison, at the time of release this was real groundbreaking stuff. While many may think that there isn't a lot going on under the surface, the AI at work within PacMan is nothing to be sniggered at. Each ghost has its own set of behaviors that make the game unpredictable. The ghosts attack the player in waves rather than as a constant state of panic. Each ghost has assigned areas that it will patrol when not in chase mode, and that only scratches the surface of the AI on show in this classic arcade title. Bad. Aliens, Colonial Marines. This may be an obvious choice, but we still aren't over the abomination that was Aliens, Colonial Marines. This game was critically panned by pretty much every publication and is listed on a number of worst games of all time lists. The game would offer fake gameplay at expos, promise the game that all Aliens fans dreamed of, then end up delivering one of the most lackluster FPS games ever made. So unsurprisingly, the AI is nothing short of abysmal. Enemies would shuffle past players with no interest in engaging, xenomorphs wouldn't offer even a fraction of the terror they offered in the iconic Alien movies. Plus, to top it all off, this shoddy AI was courtesy of a typo in the game's code that was amended by a modder years later. It sounds like a joke, but believe us, this fact is all too real. Good. Fear. Now moving from a spooky FPS flop to one that is FPS royalty. Fear may not be a household name, like Battlefield or Call of Duty. However, it is a game that offered something completely new to gaming audiences. The gunplay was slick, the story and horror elements were on point, but the highlight of this game, looking back retrospectively, is the AI. The enemies within this title have an AI pattern that will stand up to this day as one of the best within the genre. The enemies have the ability to effectively flank the player, retreat to cover when they realize their health is low, they'll throw grenades to flush out the player from cover, they can detect your flashlight, and they can even pull down inanimate objects to create their own cover. In short, this game offers a tactical FPS campaign that very few others can match for quality. Bad. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Sonic games have garnered a reputation over the years, or at least since Sonic Adventure 2, which has led the gaming community to expect very little from the franchise. The games on offer over the last few years, aside from the wonderful fan-made outing Sonic Mania, have been pretty poor. Sonic Unleashed was average at best, Sonic Forces wasn't any better. However, the prime candidate for worst modern Sonic title has to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. This game would have regrettable human-hedgehog romance scenes, glitches aplenty, but here we are focusing on the AI, which was pretty abysmal too. Perhaps the most laughable aspect was the partner AI, something that Sonic titles often rely on to be successful. I mean, just look at Sonic Heroes. Sadly though, in this title, your partner would casually fall to their death, get lost, get trapped behind environmental aspects of the map, and generally just be a burden to the player. So combine this with the laundry list of other flaws this game has, and you have yourself perhaps the worst Sonic game ever made. Mind you, it does have plenty of competition in that category. Good. Alien Isolation. Alien makes it into another listing, and thankfully this time it's a good example of AI in gaming. More specifically, the AI that controls the xenomorph in Alien Isolation. The genre of survival horror has been scarcely populated with AAA titles, and Alien Isolation was more than happy to fill that empty space. The game would offer bone-chilling moments, tense chases, and incredible gameplay which all revolved around the xenomorph's chase mechanics. The alien hunts in a free-roaming pattern, constantly searching for the player. The alien is able to hone in on your general location, has keen hearing to track you down, and when the xenomorph finds you, well, you better move fast and hide, well, because that freaky creature doesn't mess around. It's an incredible adaptation to the game format of Outlast, which came before, refining to create one of the finest modern-day survival horrors. Bad. Rogue Warrior. Are you looking for a game that is equal parts terribly made, horribly offensive, and unnecessarily vulgar? Then you just might be in luck. Rogue Warrior follows the story of Dick Mychenko, a real-life soldier. However, despite the game's roots being based in reality, albeit loosely, the AI within this title will surely take you out of the experience and have you laughing hysterically at what it has to offer. The enemies within this game are akin to cardboard cutouts, waiting for Dick to fill them full of holes, then promptly deliver a Duke Nukem-esque line, but with an added layer of vulgarity if that's even possible. The enemies don't react to explosive projectiles at their feet, they don't seek cover, they don't flank. In short, they merely exist for you to take them down and no more. Strangely, we would urge you to play this game just to see how terrible it is. Or failing that, you can just watch the coverage from a show called Worst Games Ever. Seems pretty fitting, really. So that's our list of the best and worst AI within gaming in recent memory. What did you think of the games on this list? Were there any that we missed out on? Would you like to see a part 2? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you want a part 2, tell us. Also, if you like this, why not check out our website, veryaligaming.com, or join our Discord community. All links are in the description. You've been watching Very Ali Gaming, and we will see you very soon.